All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls across the world. Now, I haven't made a video in about 3 years, and I've been busy with school, and I'm trying to find. Well, I have procured a time slot for me to be able to just do a quick, I guess, predictions video of. I guess I could split it in two, but I'm just gonna do both. I'm gonna do NXT Takeover and WrestleMania 34. Predictions, Takeover in New Orleans or New Orleans, however you pronounce it. Now, I'm sounding tired because I am tired. But this is midday and I'm tired, of course. And we're just going to get on into it. I'm just going to do my predictions. Hopefully it'll go kind of fast. The card for WrestleMania is fucking long as shit. This predictions video obviously is not going to take that, 7 hours, but there's also something to mention with, if I can go into it. Actually, let me just look this up real quick because I do remember it for the most part. But let me go into. Okay, so you have obviously other shows that are going to be in. You have like the Matt Riddle versus Suzuki match, which is going to be pretty cool. I mean, that's probably going to be a good match, to be honest. I mean, things like that where if you're not in the area, you're not going to be able to really visibly see it. Now, of course, there's streaming services, but I'm not going to pay any more extra money than I already, am doing for this weekend. Because again, keep in mind, it's a WrestleMania weekend. So it does help all the other promotions, which is the main part of it. But WrestleMania being the key word there. Also, the main one, I guess, is the other show that's the most important one outside of NXT and WWE, or outside of WWE in general, would be the ROH Supercard of Honor. Now, there are some matches that are interesting there. There's really just one match that's really, really interesting there, and then everything else to me, the only things that are interesting involve the New Japan guys, so I don't necessarily give a shit. That's fucked up, but that's just how I feel. I like New Japan, and I guess also there are women's matches that are also interesting, and that would involve things like, what's it called? Stardom, but then again, that's... I guess, it's not New Japan, but it's a Japanese promotion. That's the only thing I'm really interested in. I guess to really just confirm why, I guess, is mostly just because that's the promotion I enjoy the most. And also ROH, their production value is just not as good to me. And a lot of their preliminary matches, it is fun. It's a fun show to go to. But in WrestleMania weekend, it just gets so overshadowed. It's just kind of irrelevant to an extent. So I'll go through the ROH card. I'll just go through it real quick, and I'll go through all the cards. This probably will be a long video. I don't want to split it up. I'm not trying to do some weird shit like that. So the first match on this ROH card, from what it says, is Jonathan Gresham versus Chucky T. I'll just be honest. I'm not familiar with Jonathan Gresham. I'm familiar with Chucky T, but he's cringy to me, so I'll go with Jonathan. I know Chucky T's going to win. I'm not an idiot. Then we got Mayu Iwatani versus Kelly Klein. Now, supposedly this is going to be an actually good match, and I'm going to go with Mayu, or however you pronounce the name. Sorry if I mispronounce it. Again, Stardom. I like that. And then we got Sumi Sakai versus Tenelle Dashwood, which is just... Emma. See, oh man, she got fired. Okay, I'm gonna go with Emma. I'm gonna Tenelle, whatever, because she seems like a star that they should be pushing. I don't know if she's signed or whatever the fuck they're doing really, but I'm guessing she is gonna be in contention for the finals for the women's championship. Then we got Adam Page versus Kota Ibushi. This is again one of the matches I'm actually interested in, and I'm gonna go with Kota, or maybe not. You could go because of the main event, but I would go Golden Lovers for both, honestly, just to give a spoiler. But Kota is definitely probably gonna win in my book. I like Kota more. He's the better wrestler. Also, you get an actual interesting match, Punishment Martinez versus Tomohiro Ishii, which I think is probably one of the most interesting matches on the card. I'm going to go with Ishii. I'm saying, again, it involves a New Japan guy, but I'm not trying to discredit Martinez, because I do find him an interesting character. Next match on the card, we get Kenny King versus Elias Young. If I were to have just ROH guys that I'm interested in that aren't solely New Japan, it would be this match, just because I like Kenny King, seeing him live. I saw him when he came in town from where I live, and I like him. And I like Elias Young, last man, last man. Next match, we got the ROH World Six-Man Championship match. We got the social... Oh, they misspelled it on their website. It says SoCal. Or no, is it SoCal Uncensored? Or is it Socially Uncensored? Oh, maybe it's SoCal, like Southern California. Oh, man, look at that. It's showing where I'm not from. Versus the Young Bucks and Flip Gordon. I'm not sure if they want them to win the championship. They might with the Young Bucks and Gordon winning. I don't really necessarily. Young Bucks did try to prove them. They did kind of prove themselves to me a little bit with the Golden Lovers match recently, but I don't like them that much. I don't know why. There's something about them. I just don't care. I like their idea, the character, but I don't know. It's just not as interesting. Okay, whatever. Anyways, we're going on. We got the ROH World Tag Team Championship. The Briscoes versus Jay Lethal and Hiroshi Tanahashi. I'm going to guess the Briscoes are going to win. I like Tanahashi and Jay Lethal the most. I don't really care for the Briscoes, to be completely honest with you. Tanahashi's the real only interesting thing. Jay Lethal's interesting as hell, but Jay Lethal doesn't have an interesting storyline or, a stature in a company where I'm interested in that storyline. So, because I don't care about ROH. And Tanahashi has that upcoming event with Okada. So, that's the only reason I want to see him, but I doubt they're going to really hint at that. Next is going to be the ROH World Championship match, which is not even the main event, but okay. We have Dalton Castle versus Marty Scurll. Again, the fact that Dalton isn't main eventing, and I get that the Cody and Kenny match was more built up, but oh man, dude. Okay, but like there's a lot you can say with that. I don't necessarily care about Dalton that much. I like Scurll. Do I think Scurll should win? I kind of would like them to win because it'd give me a champion I care about. I mean, I just speaking from my opinion. Dalton's really cool, right? I'm not gonna like hate on anybody that likes him, but in my personal opinion, I like Scurll more. He's the better character, better wrestler from what I've seen. Even though Dalton does have a presence, I would agree with that. But again, this match just is lackluster, and I feel like everything gets outshined because of the natural build-up between Cody versus Kenny Omega, which is the main event. And with that, I'm going to go Kenny. Again, I've gone Golden Lovers with the Kota and Adam Page match. Now, I really like Kenny. Kenny Omega is one of my favorite wrestlers, so I think a lot of people would say that. It's kind of like that normal opinion if you like the Bullet Club in the modern era, I guess, or the modern rendition of it. I guess a lot of people do like Kenny. Now, Cody is proving himself to be a good heel and everything, but you can talk a lot of shit about him if you want. There's a lot of things you can talk shit about him or with, and his whole ring of honor and like yeah. I mean, I just don't. I'm only even saying that because he's showing off the ring in his fucking promotional picture, whatever the fuck this pic is. I don't care. Also, if we want to speak about something, they're fucking stupid. I mean, it was like a debate about what has the best flyer design for like the fucking show, and to me, being honest, the fucking fighter jet in the Kenny versus Cody pick thing with like, what the fuck was that? Why is there a fighter jet? Like, that makes no even sense. I get the flames and fire, but you had to be like, well, it had to come from somewhere. Like, the color in general came from your fucking computer. I know where the fucking flames are coming. You don't need to have a fighter jet. I don't know. It was just like, why the fuck have a fighter jet? That was the stupidest shit. And then they're Mardi Gras. Is that how you pronounce it? Marty Skull Gras. Their whole card graphic design they had was like fucking just WrestleMania 34 themed, which makes sense because WrestleMania 34 is themed after New Orleans. But I mean, I just don't. I don't care. But like, so whatever. Again, I'm just going to reiterate, all these matches are just basic ROH matches that always happen, except for the women's matches. I guess Kota and Adam Page. Kota and Adam Page are probably going to be the sleeper match, but I really think they're just going to get outshined by Ishii and Martinez, and that's another match that's actually interesting. Everything else is just basic ROH and not really anything I care about. And then you get the Kenny and Cody match, and I want Kenny to win. Hopefully there'll be some storyline that they continue. Obviously, I'm talking about it so much because it actually is sort of interesting. But the storyline, I hope it continues with Brandy and all that other stuff. But I don't know if we're going to get too many hints to All In from this. I feel like they should, because after they do this match, it's like you've kind of blown off the storyline a little bit. But the question is then that they're not going to do that, right? So the question is how they continue the story. Now, the Young Bucks could come out because their match is early on in the card, I think. Oh, not really that early, but I mean, they're mid, so they might come out to help, Cody or Kenny. You might have the split between Matt and Nick. That's probably what I would guess. You might have Adam Page coming out and Kota coming out. And again, this whole card, I get it's ROH, but really this is just a platform for the elite to do their own fucking thing. And that's awesome and great, and it does draw. But again, you have all these other talents which just get shafted. That's all my opinion is on it. Now, you can't, I'm pretty sure they're aware of that, and you can't do anything about that. And in their mind, justification is that, oh, well, they get to get shown, and at least people get to look at them. But from the way I'm feeling about it, and I'm not sure if everybody else feels like this, even though I'm seeing them, I still don't care. Like, so there's no real justification at that point when you're actually going into how people actually feel. Now, moving on, let's go into the NXT Takeover New Orleans pay-per-view. Now, this pay-per-view I think is better than the ROH card just because for the most part. Now, the women's match, I'm more interested in the ROH women's matches, to be honest, and the main show WrestleMania women matches. Some like one, really. But I'll get into it in a bit. So let's go. So we start with the NXT Tag Team Championship Triple Threat match. We have the Undisputed Era versus Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne versus the Authors of Pain. Now, again, the storyline here is Adam Cole. Now, if you've been watching NXT weekly, it actually has been a good show, and it's actually been. Now, I'm gonna say this: the Cody and Kenny build up with the Elite is obviously more dynamic and obviously has so many more factors going into it. They all obviously all have the time to be able to do so. It's not a written show as in NXT where there's not a home. It's not its own platform. Again, you can see the differences in how they set it up because they can say, oh, we can do all these storylines ourselves, which is true. But then again, you're not a whole promotion. Again, you shadow ROH and New Japan. You're just kind of, to me, it feels like they're just there, if that makes any sense. They don't feel a part of it. They are a part of it, right? They are a part of it. But when Kenny faces Okada, I feel a detachment from the Elite. Does that make any sense? It doesn't feel connected. And I think that's a difference in how that's a different type of art form they can do with how they manage themselves. That's completely fine. But I'm saying in comparison to NXT and judging it off that factor, it's completely irrelevant. I mean, it doesn't make any. There's no real connection there that you can argue because it's just, to me, it's just that different. Which is not to say it's any worse or better. I do like the Elite storyline, mostly focused on Kenny though, obviously for me. Anyways, Undisputed Era versus Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne versus the Authors of Pain. I am not sure. This storyline plays with Adam Cole obviously having to, go in the ladder match. Like, I guess the next match, I wonder if he's just going to stay out there from the way this is listed, which it might be because the Women's Championship is probably going to be second. Yeah, that makes sense. So Roderick Strong, Pete Dunne, probably not going to win. Authors of Pain, I don't want them to win. I think I'm going to go with Undisputed Era retaining. First of all, Roderick Strong, Pete Dunne, they're a makeshift team. They're really cool, great, blah, blah, blah. Roderick is on 205. Pete Dunne is in the UK, fucking off and doing whatever. Doesn't pertain to me in America, really, until the North American Championship, which we'll get into in like a bit. But the Authors of Pain, I don't want them to win. People kept guessing that, and I don't want them to win. They have like their last etching in the Dusty Road Classic. Maybe, I guess they both are etched in. I don't know. They are etched in because they were the ones that got hit. Either way, I don't care. I want them on the main roster. The Authors of Pain are ready. They're fucking amazing. And on the main roster, they actually will get pushed. And there are the type of guys where they will get over on the main roster. They stay silent. I mean, you could have this thing with, this is going to be a little bit ahead of the curve for because I haven't done the WrestleMania card yet. But to be honest, it seems like you could have, there was a rumor that Paul Heyman, or there was like this idea that what if Paul Heyman sides with Roman right after to get him over, and then you have the Authors of Pain show up to be his team. I mean, Roman could do his own thing, or you could have the Authors of Pain join the club and have something really cool, but they probably wouldn't do that. So anyways, let's move on. I'm limited on time. I really need to hurry up. So the NXT North American Championship 6-man ladder match, EC3 versus Adam Cole versus Ricochet versus Velveteen Dream versus Lars Sullivan versus Killian Dane. Now, let's use our multiple choice strategies here. Why don't we? Killian Dane? Nope. And then at that point, Adam Cole, maybe. Zooming. I don't know, man. EC3 is cool. I don't know if he'll win because he's right away. The person I want to win is the Velveteen Dream. Dream over. I'm sorry. That's who I want to win, man. I like Velveteen Dream. He's a great character. You can build him as the young star. The first North American Championship, since he's so young, it builds up his credentials. I mean, you got to think of it that way. This is the first ever champion. I think it could be. I think if you're gonna have a first ever champion, the people you're gonna want to give it to, from what I'm seeing, is either Adam Cole or Velveteen Dream. That's just my opinion. Now, it does. But it is a secondary title, and I feel like Velveteen Dream. The reason I'm going more towards him is that I feel like he needs to be on NXT a little longer. He's out of all the guys, I think he's the one that's gonna. And Lars too, but he's the one that's gonna be in NXT for a while. So having him have that long North American Championship title reign, that makes sense to me. So Ricochet winning. I would like it to happen, but I just don't see it going over someone like EC3 or Lars Sullivan for that matter. But that one's so hard. That match is one of the most interesting matches on the card. It's probably the one match I'm the most interested in the most, just because of the dynamic. I like ladder matches, so I grew up a WWE fan. So obviously, I'm gonna be more attuned to the extreme side of things, a fan. So I mean, I want Velveteen the Dream to win. Ricochet's gonna do some badass shit. And it's just a guessing game at that point. So I don't have time, so I'm not going to really go more into that. So then we got the Johnny Gargano unsanctioned match versus Tommaso Ciampa. I'm going to guess he said he's banished from ever, but that's just NXT. I don't know, this whole argument that Gargano has to win so he can go to 205 makes no fucking sense. It's a different signing. When Sammy and Kevin got fired from SmackDown, they have an idea to go and sign with Raw, so that it don't make any sense. I'm going to guess Ciampa might win. Both guys should go up, though, I guess, in some sense. But why doesn't Ciampa win, stay a heel? Johnny can go up, and you just do it like that. I'm going to go with Ciampa. First of all, I like Ciampa more, and I just like how he looks. I like him as a character more. I don't give a shit about the babyface too much, usually, so that's just who I want to win. Again, a toss-up a little bit, but I'm leaning towards Ciampa. NXT Women's Championship, we get Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler. I kind of want Shayna to win. She's too green to win. I think it should be Kyrie. I even think Dakota Kai should be in the fucking main event scene in the women's matches. I don't care about Shayna that much, but I do think that Ember Moon should be on the main roster already. If Ember Moon's not going to be in the main roster throughout this year, then Ember Moon should win. But in my opinion, Ember Moon should be moved up, so that's the only reason I'm saying Shayna should win. Not that I care about her, not that I like her. She still needs to work on her fucking shit, and I just don't care that much about her. Again, it's the whole MMA push thing, and I like Kairi Sane a lot, so I'm going to show a bias there. Next, we got the NXT Championship match. We got Andrade Cien Almas versus Aleister Black. Now, with this match is so fucking cool. This match is going to be amazing. I understand that. I'm going to compare again. And I guess I'm comparing it, and I said you can't really compare it that much. I guess you can't compare it to the quality, I guess. But Andrade Cien Almas versus Aleister Black as a match is infinitely more interesting to me than the Cody versus Kenny, personally. And I'm gonna be honest, because I don't care about Cody that much. That's just the thing. He 3-star savior bullshit. I just don't care. Almas and Black has the potential to be fucking amazing, and it just has that interesting dynamic. Both have great looks. Both have great characters. It's just that match is a fucking match. That is a world match. There's no other thing about it. That is a match that translates anywhere. In that match, the two guys, they look like stars. Now, if you want to talk about all this stuff with all the ROH things, if you look at NXT guys, now I just want to be honest here because people don't really notice this. And maybe it's because it's in the WWE light and the production, but those guys look like stars. Now, when I talk about Shayna, it's because they're geared too. This doesn't come off to me. Even Gargano and Ciampa don't really. But if you look at a guy like EC3, star. You gotta look like a guy like Adam Cole, star. I mean, hair thing, but whatever the fuck. Ricochet, star. He's small, but Rey Mysterio, he's a fucking star, dude. And then you get Velveteen Dream. He looks like a fucking star, dude. Lars Sullivan looks like a star. Killian Dane has a look, dude. Undisputed Era, Roderick Strong, Pete Dunne, they even look like they're stars. And maybe because I'm used to seeing them on TV, but I don't really think that's it. They just know how to package them well. Andrade and Aleister look like fucking stars, and those guys can be in the main event at WrestleMania. Not WrestleMania, I just meant WWE in general, and they look like stars. And they look like they deserve to be there. They look like they should be there. And their wrestling is on point. And they're two of the top wrestlers in the world, if you want to give them credit or not, for if they fucking perform well because they're in the WWE system. That's stupid. They look like stars. Those guys have a presence, and that match is going to be just amazing. And I think it has a more... it has a wider range of a more mainstream appeal than Cody versus Kenny, in my humble opinion. Kenny is the only guy in that match where I really think is going to draw a lot. And of course I'm bringing them up. It makes them a big deal. But I guess because people are going to compare these two cards the most. And frankly, NXT blew it out of the water. I mean, it's just... they look like fucking stars, dude. I don't know how to explain this. And it's not height. Again, I said Ricochet. It's just... I don't know. Maybe it's just how I feel. But if you look at them, there's just a certain aesthetic you get. Anyways, I have 30 minutes left. Okay, so I'm taking long. I didn't know I was going to take this long. It's whatever. All right, so I kind of forgot to mention, I guess, who I wanted to win for Aleister Black versus Andrade Cien Almas because I'm an idiot and I thought of it while I was in class. So who I want to win for that match, I would probably honestly say I think Aleister Black is going to win. And the reason I think he's going to win is due to the fact that I think Triple H wants to have the NXT title have a history of champions that are respectable. And I think Aleister Black, when he gets to the main roster, is going to get pushed pretty heavily. And I think he will be really over. So I think having a guy like Aleister Black be NXT champion just legitimizes the title in a way Triple H really wants it to. And that in turn would mean that CN would go up to the main roster. Now, the only issue I think I've heard people say about that is having Selena with him, because everybody wants Selena. I want Selena with him. But Vince McMahon probably doesn't like that because he doesn't like managers. And if they get separated, well, Andrade isn't fucked, but he's pretty much fucked because that's kind of his character now. So I kind of would like Andrade just to keep the title just for that reason if they decide to fuck him over and not actually do the character, which is kind of odd that they do that, but that's what they do. But for my prediction, I'm predicting Black. It's just with the hope or the side note or the annotation that I have a hope that they keep Selena Vega with him up to the main roster when Andrade goes up. Because I feel like he can be that big new Mexican star. And with all his press runs and all the things, how popular he really is, he can be the next big Mexican star, babyface or not. He's just that good and he's that relatable and people from Mexico know him. So I'm going to insert this so if it sounds jagged, there it is. All right. Let's go into the WrestleMania 34 card. There's about 14 matches if you include the John Cena versus Undertaker, which I'm going to assume he will face him. I think Vince was just trying to sell the tickets, but again, I don't know why they didn't announce it. Maybe he won't. I doubt that that match won't happen. So let's just get that match out of the way because it's just I'm on Up Rocks and they have it as the bonus, so it's on the bottom for me. Yeah. So with John Cena versus Undertaker, if that match were to happen, I'm going to go Undertaker, John Cena. I was listening to Chris Jericho's podcast, and I agree that there's no reasoning for Undertaker to lose. It just is like, what the fuck? Why does John need the win? Undertaker should win. This match shouldn't happen. And first of all, Brock, I hate it so much. Brock should have never beat The Undertaker. Now, I don't even care if Roman beat him. Roman should have been the only one to beat him. What they should have done is had Brock, like, I don't know in what order. You have all these other fucking Bray Wyatt. They fucked him. CM Punk, cool match, great. But, I mean, in terms of drawing power, that match should have happened, but it should have been Brock, Cena, or fuck Brock. Brock doesn't even need to be there. I don't care about Brock. Cena should have faced Undertaker. And I grew up in the era where it was more towards the ruthless aggression era. Again, a lot of people that are in that era are older now. And it's just like, dude, like, Cena versus Undertaker was dimes incarnate, and you fucking wasted it. And you wasted it by, I don't know why Vince thought that was a good idea. He's like, oh, we need the win off, or we need Lesnar to look already more than he already is as a badass or something. And like, give me, dude, he's a part-time, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it's just something so stupid. I don't think Cena should have won either way. Cena should have lost, but Cena should have happened at WrestleMania 30. Cena should have lost, and then you should have had Roman win. I don't even care if Roman's your guy. Roman's your guy. I don't care if he won. I think he should have won. You should have had a new guy beat him first, and you had Brock. It's just one of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen. It did nothing. But have people shocked? Really? I mean, maybe that's more shocking than Roman, I guess, because no one would expect you to beat Brock, but that's not a good thing because people didn't expect it. There's two sides of there's two sides to someone jumping behind you and scaring you. There's the guy who's going to have a panic attack and have a heart attack, and there's the guy that's going to laugh it off. And that moment wasn't a good moment. It wasn't positive at all. It was a very negative, I want to fucking walk away from this now. And positive in the sense that I'm attracted, and negative in the way as I'm repelled. That was a repelling effect that it had, at least for me. And it was just such a waste. And they really, I don't know if Undertaker just agrees with Vince, or if he was like okay with it, but whoever made the decision, I'm gonna guess Undertaker had a part in it. They're both idiots. Just that's how I feel. Now, and in terms of drawing dimes, the John Cena Undertaker match is gonna draw, but it's not gonna draw as much as it did, and you just wasted money. You just left money on the table, and you also should have just had Roman look really strong. You want him to look strong, he should have been the first one and only one. It's idiotic. And especially because in the match, you had Roman Reigns in WrestleMania 33 fucking going back and forth. It just looked like an old man versus a young up-and-comer. It wasn't even like the Phenom versus the fucking Big Dog. Stupid-ass fucking name. But you know what I mean? It's just oh man, they're just really dumb sometimes, and that's one of those cases where it's like objectively business wise and not. It's dumb. And also, I could have mentioned this, but the whole as I remember on Twitter, Dave Meltzer talking about some fan or something about business and how, oh, if you don't know business, you shouldn't talk about it. The way he said it was like they make 100% perfect business decisions. Like they're mapping out every matrix they can fucking come up with all their fucking decimals and shit, and they have the perfect analysis for the best business decisions. Like that's fucking possible. Everyone has their bias, and when you say Vince doesn't push guys, I mean, like, look at Rusev and shit. Why the fuck is Rusev not champion? He's a guy that should have been pushed, and then there was a rumor that he tried to quit. Maybe he didn't. Maybe they just saw, okay, oh, I mean, no one would believe that him and fucking Aiden English, it is a niche market who likes that, but no, I guess they didn't believe full wholeheartedly, and that's a smart thing. That's a smart, you inhibit yourself from the raw, oh look, there's money, because you don't know how it's going to plan out long term. But that's again a business blunder, and the way you say it, it's like, dude, the WWE is the top one, but that doesn't mean they're perfect. Like, that's fucking idiotic and ignorant, and doesn't make any sense business wise. So if you're going to say they don't put, I mean, oh man, it's just so annoying. The WWE makes stupid business decisions, and that's just how it is. And to say that they make everything perfect, like Roman's their guy, they have fucked up. Like look at the I mean, it's not the company in general. The XFL is mostly Vince, but they put company money in it, meaning people had to sign off on that. I'm gonna guess you wouldn't let money come out of your business and your lifeline without like at least noting it. So people in the business of WWE and the fucking whatever the people had to have at least seen that and been like okay with it for the most part. So this idea that they're infallible and that Roman Reigns and Ronda Rousey are these perfect business decisions is the most stupid, like, drone bullshit I've heard in my fucking life. It's just, it's almost like jaw dropping. I don't even know if he meant it like that, but it came off like that, and it was just like, you're fucking idiot. Okay, whatever. Number 13, kickoff match, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't care about this match. I don't even know who's in it, to be honest with you. Fucking who's in it? It's like random people that probably don't deserve to be in it, but I don't even know who's in it, dude. I don't even know. I'm gonna guess Big Cass is gonna return and win. Honestly, that's it. That's my guess. I don't fucking care. Okay, so now we got the kickoff match, WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Oh man, another match I don't care about, but the person who I want to win and who should be in a fucking match, fuck Sasha, fuck Bayley, fuck everybody. I want Becky Lynch to fucking win. Fuck all of them. Becky Lynch has the look. Becky Lynch has the fire. Oh my god, the spirit, whatever. Like, fuck off. Becky Lynch should have been in a championship match. She should win it. I don't even care. I'm just upset that she's in such a bad position. Kickoff Cruiserweight Championship match that should be on the main roster, but I don't really. If you're objectively being like, if you're like seriously like, I don't understand why this cruiserweight match is on the kickoff. The cruiserweight title should be called, okay, you can't do this because it's gonna spell the KKK, but it should be the kickoff cruiserweight championship and it KKK. It should all be in case to let you know that the kickoff. I meant it in the sense that the kickoff is the first letter is K, and that's to denote the cruiserweight's a kickoff title. But be honest, it's a kickoff title. They had a shitty build up and it was barely saved off its ass 2 weeks ago. So fuck off. Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. A lot of people like Mustafa Ali. I like Cedric Alexander. Mustafa Ali is a better character to some people. Mustafa Ali, it's kind of cringy to me, to be completely honest with you. I like Cedric Alexander. I think he's a better wrestler. He's more dynamic in the ring. And if I'm going to be honest with you, people that don't understand why someone with a storyline's not getting pushed, well, if you wanted a story, you would have the same old 205 Live, but the 205 Live got took over by Triple H apparently, right? And that 205 Live is also now focusing more on wrestling. So who would win? The better wrestler, which is Cedric Alexander. I don't care what anybody says. To me, sometimes when Mustafa Ali moves, he looks like he's underwater. Let's just be honest. Okay, so Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think Kevin and Sami are going to win. I think Daniel Bryan should win on his first match back, but I don't really care about that match too much. I'm really hyped about seeing Daniel Bryan. Shane McMahon, I don't care. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I don't care. I'm sorry. They fucked them with their this latest story. Really, some of the most boring shit in the world. Daniel Bryan's the only person I care about, and I don't think he's gonna win, so I don't care about the match. This is how I feel. Raw Tag Team Championship match: The Bar versus Braun Strowman and to be determined. Hulk Hogan is definitely gonna be the partner. No, I don't know. Apparently, supposedly, the fucking Saudi Arabian bullshit got leaked, and The Bar is supposed to win. I think the club should have been in this match, and they should have beaten the Bar at WrestleMania, and then Balor should win the IC instead of that fucking thing. But whatever, you know, we can't all be good bookers, or have my opinion, really. Anyways, next match, I get, it's just because I know the outcome, or I have an idea of the outcome, and if Braun doesn't have a significantly interesting partner, I don't care. And here's the Big Show might come out. Oh my god, dude, it's so boring. Okay, 8 on this list. SmackDown Tag Team Championship triple threat match: the Usos versus the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm very, 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 very happy that the Usos are finally in the main roster, but I'm very, very, very depressed for them because the Bludgeon Brothers are the most boring tag team I've seen in my life, and I don't care. Oh, like beat people up, the Hammer Bros. Like, bro, I don't. Oh my god, they're so boring. They should have just stayed with the Wyatt family. I just kind of wish the Wyatt family didn't exist sometimes. It's just so bad. It's so bad. They're fucking fake hammers. They're just ruining a good match. Luke Harper's amazing in the ring, and Luke Harper is that good. But Usos deserve to be able to steal the show, and they're just not going to be able to this match. They might be able to. They probably could because they're that good, but I'm just hoping the match is that good. I'm hoping it's really good, and I hope the Usos excel. That's all I hope from this match. And I hope they win. Anyways, next match, United States Championship Fatal 4-Way, Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal versus Rusev. Fucking 30-minute entrances for every one of them, I guess. I want Rusev to win. Randy Orton's cool. Bobby Roode's shit. He should be a fucking heel. Jinder Mahal, I don't care. Even though he looks like a star to me now, but I don't care. Rusev should win. I think Rusev is going to win, and all these rumors and shit, I just think he's going to win, and everybody's going to go home feeling good about that. So, next match, we have the Intercontinental Championship match. We have Finn Balor versus The Miz versus Seth Rollins. A lot of people are liking Seth and they want him to win. I personally do not. I want Finn Balor to win because I'm a Finn Balor fan and I don't like The Miz. Fuck The Miz. And if you want to say, oh, he's a heel and he's working you, really, he's boring. He does the same promo and he's good at wrestling. He can do a good match, but I want Finn to win. I think Finn should win, and especially because being a Finn Balor fan, like actually being a fan of his and liking him as Prince Devitt and all of that, it's very fucking annoying that Universal Championship bullshit happened, and I have to wait this long before he gets a title shot. Finally, he's at Mania. I don't even think he's going to be able to put the demon paint on. I wish he did, and I want him to. And having the guy Seth Rollins who injured him, not his fault. Finn Balor shouldn't have put his arm out. Seth Rollins shouldn't have thrown him that far. And I don't like Seth Rollins because of that. And having him in the match is reminding me of that. So it gives me PTSD. So I don't care. I want Finn to win. I like Seth Rollins, but I want Finn to win. Anyways, next match, Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Stephanie McMahon, Triple H. Oh my God, I don't care. I just want to see Ronda attack Stephanie. That's going to be the only good thing. I hope Kurt Angle doesn't fuck up too bad. Is that all I can really say about this? Yeah, I just hope Kurt Angle doesn't fuck up too bad. I hope Triple H doesn't look too bored. I hope he has some good reactions, and I hope Stephanie gets her ass kicked. That's basically the match. Okay, number 4, Raw Women's Championship match. I don't care. If you were to replace any match with the Cruiserweight Championship match, it would be this fucking match. Why is this on the main card is beyond me. It's not beyond me. I understand. You're pushing the fucking cow. Okay, that's fucked up, right? And y'all heard it. Now you're like, backtracking a little bit. Now it's like, what's his opinions on fat shaming? It's like, dude, it was just a joke. And I was just saying shit. But let's be honest. Nia Jax, to me, is the most boring character, and I don't fucking care. And the fact that I can even claim that she has any sense of The Rock influencing her push makes me upset, and I don't give a shit. It just makes me upset because it's like, what the fuck? You're wasting a spot. Why the fuck isn't Becky Lynch there? Okay, like, that's my opinion. That's really where it comes down to, right? That's where all the name calling and the aggression and the insecurity comes from. It's because I care about Becky Lynch so much, right? It's just, why isn't Sasha here? Why isn't Sasha and Bayley the women's championship match? I don't like Alexa Bliss. She can't wrestle. She's bad. Oh, she had a good showing at the Elimination Chamber. Oh, she had a good showing in a fucking gimmick match. Give me a break, dude. Oh man, this match is so boring. It's gonna be shit. I don't care. It shouldn't be anywhere near the top of the card. And it should be nowhere here. It should be nowhere near here. It is shit. The Cruiserweight Championship match should have been on the card, and it should have replaced this match. I just how I feel about it, dude. I don't even hate women's matches because I'm about to galore on a women's match right now. Next match, SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. Fuck yes, dude. Fuck yes. I'm a male. I love this match. This match is awesome. I fucking want this match so bad. This match is so fucking cool. Now, again, the build-ups are weird with the same thing with Styles and Nakamura, but I just look at the match. This is awesome. You have Kana. She comes in, does her thing in NXT, does her undefeated streak. The one thing that's going to ruin this for me is Carmella. Now, I hate Carmella. She is the most boring person. It sucks because women's wrestling can be so damn good, but you get shitters in the division that just ruin it. And you get people like, I'm just going to say it, you get people like Natalya, who's cool, but not that good to me. Tamina, fuck off. Carmella, why the fuck are you still here? Didn't you get fired? Oh, that was Enzo. Aren't y'all the same package? I don't know, dude. I don't care. She's cool. She can be a normal person. I'm not talking shit about the person. I'm talking shit about the character and how it's been written. So don't blame. I'm not talking shit directly to the person. I'm living in kayfabe right now. So I want Charlotte and Asuka to face off. I want this to be an amazing match, and I want Asuka to win because Asuka should hold the championship belt at least one time. And if I swear, if that rumor bullshit is true, where the whole fucking Smoothie King got leaked or whatever the fuck, and I don't think it is, I doubt it is, but if Carmella, I hope if Carmella does cash in, she loses and it just makes Asuka look stronger. Because this whole idea that this is boring, it's not true. And this whole idea that this would be weird, it's not true. Asuka hasn't held the title yet. What the fuck are you talking about with no different? You can be like NXT. Fuck NXT right now. Okay. Asuka should hold the title at least till SummerSlam. And I'm thinking, honestly, she should hold to WrestleMania. Now, if Ronda can get over and she proves to be a draw, which she is with views and all that stuff, okay, good, you're doing publicity. But can she like actually be interesting as a character and make me feel like when in 10 years from now, when I look back, I can be like, yeah, that was a significant character within the storylines at the time, such as a Triple H, such as a Kurt Angle, such as a Stephanie McMahon. I'm just naming because that's in the fucking match. But do you know what I mean? Is she going to live up to those people that she's in a match with? So when you look at something like Charlotte and Asuka, I don't even, if Ronda can live up to it, Asuka, fuck it, beat Asuka. I don't care, have a Roman thing. Just do what you want for business, right? Have Asuka lose to Ronda at WrestleMania, but she should hold the title. She hasn't held the title yet. A dominant SmackDown Women's Championship that gives credence to the belt, that gives credence to the women's division as being focused on wrestling and not focused on this bullshit gimmick. And if you want to talk about this Money in the Bank just run with Carmella being the most contrived, anti-feminine bullshit I've seen in my life. First of all, the first Money in the Bank for women was won by a male. Second of all, they had to recast that bullshit because they fucked up and Vince is senile out of his mind. And whatever, dude, whoever decided that, moron. They thought it was an interesting storyline. And again, they're going to think it's an interesting storyline where you ruin a good match. Now, I know they're the Brock and Braun. This is a fundamental main event level, could main event WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair, which is related to Ric Flair, Asuka, a Japanese star. This is a match that will go down in history if you like it or not. I'm guessing there's a lot of females who are growing up and people in whatever age group, because I'm not just fucking, closed in my mind. They are looking at this match as I'm looking at, or younger males are looking at AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. They are. And they're looking at it probably even less than me because I'm doing all the New Japan. I'm interested in that stuff. They're probably just young girls seeing these two stars in their eyes, and they're seeing Carmella, and they'll probably like that storyline. That's cool. It probably would be a good storyline. But I'm saying if you're pushing the women's division as a wrestling division, which is what they're trying to do, similar to how the cruiserweight's now wrestling based, I would assume you have a one-on-one match and showcase that they can fucking do the same thing as the men. That's all I'm saying. And that's why I get so annoyed with it, because it's just this gimmick bullshit. And of course I want Asuka to win, but Charlotte can win. That'd be fucking cool too. But I just think Asuka should win, have the title, and then she can lose. She is older, but she's not going to retire anytime soon. She should have the belt. Let her have the belt. And this cash-in thing, oh my god. Carmella is a fucking poison. I swear. And it's not even, I am kayfabing it because I'm going off the storyline because it's just that bad. But to be honest, it's so boring. It's so boring. I just want a good match, and I want Charlotte and Asuka. That's all I want, and I want Asuka to win. I want Charlotte to have a mental breakdown. Why can't she win? She starts going crazy, starts attacking everybody. Maybe she makes a faction. You can have a lot of interesting storylines off this, and if you just make Charlotte and Asuka just be out of nowhere, just being in the nothingness and having to face Carmella and deal with that, you just make it so boring, and you make the women's division that much more fucking worse. Okay, whatever. Next, we got two matches. I have 12 minutes left. Okay, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This is the fucking match that I want to see. Oh my god, this is the match I want to see. Obviously, I've already said this with the card I was mentioning before, but I really fucking like New Japan. So, you know, you could be like, the greatest dream match, it happened already. Oh, it happened already. Oh, it happened already. Oh, great job. You're fucking 12 and you can make jokes and you just got your idea of your consciousness and you can fucking, oh man, I'm laughing. It already happened. Oh man, it already happened. I know it fucking happened, but it hasn't happened at WrestleMania and it hasn't happened for like a bunch of people, like millions of people, well, thousands of people, really, millions. I don't know about that, but millions of people. Yeah, I would say about 3/4 of the maybe not even that, 2/3 or maybe even more. Let's say like 80%. Yeah, 80%. That's a little more than 3/4. Okay, 80%. That's fucking tough. 4/5, right? 80% of WWE honest probably has no idea what the fuck this is. Okay, so let's be honest. This match is a dream match, and now I want to tell you this. I know it seems weird and it seems like I think Brock and Roman should happen, but AJ and Nakamura is such a dream match, not because it just happened in Japan and I want to see it in WrestleMania, but their fucking characters, their aesthetic makes so much fucking sense and looks so fucking good. They're both fucking stars. It's just out of this world how good it is. You have the red-blue dynamic, you have the American underdog, you have this like Michael Jackson fucking Japanese warrior dude. Like, it just looks so damn cool. You have the kicks versus the forearm. I honestly, go to WWE.com. If I was a young wrestling fan, this is what the match I'd be interested in. This is just what I like. This isn't me just being a smart. This is what I would genuinely be liking if I was young. And if you go to their fucking like there was like on the W website, you had like they had like this web flip book thing where you got to see, like, I guess it would be in a magazine really, and they got to see like, oh, all the moves and Shinsuke and AJ writing on it, and this match being a dream match, and them having all those quotables, and it's like, dude, yeah, like if I was a young WWE fan and I had internet access, I would say, I would, I don't know about y'all, but like even if I was like 12 to 16 or 15, I don't want to say 16 because I kind of go, the history of my, that's could be another video, but if I was a young preteen teen, this is the match I'd be most interested in. I would go on WWE.com, I would read that, I would look at it and be like, this is the match I really, really want to see. This is just what I like. And I know it's like Brock versus Roman Reigns, but I do no, because I mean, unless you're super young, the Brock and Roman Reigns match has the most appeal if you're like 5, be honest. I mean, that's just what it is, because they look at him like a Cena. But all the preteens, teens, I'm going to guess, were people that like, you know, this kind of stuff. And that's when they kind of like who they like. And if you're the guy like, well, if you're like me and you liked Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels and these interesting characters who weren't like Cena or anything, this match is for you. This match is that match. And I just think this speaks to how I would like it if I was young. And this just speaks to my taste in general. As a WWE fan too, like it just fits perfectly. And I think it can really blow everybody out of the water, and I really want them to be able to showcase that they can do this anywhere. These two wrestlers don't need to Japan. They just can have an amazing match. And also, please look up the orchestra fucking version of Shinsuke Nakamura's theme song by, I think it's J. Dylan Spears on YouTube. That shit is not exactly what it could be, because he does Subconscious, which is like Shinsuke's old theme song inside, and he mixes it, which I wish they did that. But an orchestra version of Shinsuke Nakamura's theme song is going to be fucking amazing. And I can only imagine what they're going to do with Big Bible AJ. You know, you fucking have Christ coming down. Oh man. All right. I can talk about the match all day, and I might give a reaction to the WrestleMania card and all that stuff too. So this match is what I'm really looking forward to do. And I honestly, I hope that the AJ injury is kind of false too, and I hope that he doesn't injure that at all, because I just want this match to be good. And I feel like it might have been something, a fucking theory, conspiracy, that they might have done that because they wanted Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar to be number 1 without anybody being like, well, there wasn't justified. So they've planted the seed that, you know, it would be number 2 because they couldn't rely on it. That's what I feel. But anyways, number 1 match, probably the main eventer, which it shouldn't be, but whatever, dude. Universal Championship match, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Also, real fast, sorry, Nakamura being the first Japanese WWE Championship is fucking badass, and he should hold it till SummerSlam. And I think Joe should return and feud with him. AJ to fucking, this is what I wanted though. I want AJ to fucking to Raw, and I want Balor to be IC title, Club to be tag team titles, and then AJ join the Club and AJ go for the Universal title. The issue is Roman Reigns. My answer to that: Dean Ambrose returns and screws Roman. Whoa. Okay, so Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I don't care about this match. This match is going to be, a real smash mouth. Oh, man. It's going to be cool. It's going to be bombastic. It's going to be interesting. But Roman Reigns closing out another WrestleMania. I went to WrestleMania 32, and Roman Reigns closing out that show was, people were leaving before the match. Actually, when the match, before it even started, like, the break between the match entrances, people already. I think people actually no, that's false. People saw Triple H's entrance and then left. Let's be honest. Triple H has a badass entrance, and I feel bad for Triple H, but Roman Reigns, I think a lot of people are gonna leave early. A lot of at least the smarks, to beat traffic, because one, that makes perfect sense. And honestly, a lot of people have been saying, why not Brock and Roman Reigns main event so I can just leave early and just go to sleep early. That's true. That's a real opinion. And I kind of don't disagree with that. So, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, dude. Roman Reigns is gonna win, but him closing out the match. Again, I was at WrestleMania 32. I heard the boos. It's just another sour note on everybody's day. I want Styles and Nakamura to go home, and I want people to feel good, because you're gonna act like that shouldn't be it because it's not the main audience. That crowd is the main audience for that night, and I think it should be them. And I understand Brock and Roman, they want to push it that Roman's the top star. We'll see that on Raw. Give fucking Styles and Nakamura the chance. Give your first Japanese star. If you're going to go with all this business stuff and your left-leaning ideas and agendas, not disagreeing with how they do it, though. They're not doing it too harshly, but Nakamura should be the one fucking closing the show. In my opinion, this is what I like. You could have even Styles win. People saying Styles win. I want Nakamura to win, but man, I just remember fucking being there and Roman closing the show out was just very boring. Cool for the fans that like him. There are kids who do like him. I remember going into the airline center in Dallas after for the Raw after Mania, and I remember seeing a girl with a Roman Reigns shirt, and I felt bad. I was like, oh man, people are gonna boo the fuck out of him, and I feel bad. I know there's fans, and I know they're kids, and I know I probably was a Cena fan. I don't remember because I was really young, but I was a Cena fan, I think. I mean, I'm more like Jeff Hardy, I think, because I turned really fast, but I did like Cena at a point, right? So I know there are Roman Reigns fans, but that crowd is not all kids. Again, I'm going to say it like this. Business-wise, and I guess fundamentally the main crowd, Roman Reigns should main event, but I guess my opinion here is not really like, oh, I'm just being a smart and I'm going against the grain. My bias, because it is a bias, my bias is I want Styles and Nakamura to win, but that's just what that says and what you should take that as, and only take this as. Don't take it as me just being like having a bad taste about it, even though I do kind of because of the fucking memory I have, but not leaving a bad taste on other people. What I'm saying is that that's just what I like the most, and the takeaway is that obviously I'm more excited for the Styles and Nakamura match, and obviously I would have wanted to main event. So anyways, I have 4 minutes left. I have to leave and drive to the university. Oh! So I gotta go fucking do calculus. Okay, that was my takedown on ROH Supercard of Honor. That was my takedown on NXT Takeover, and that was my takedown of or takeaway, whatever the fuck, for WrestleMania 34 card. So I might do a reaction video. I certainly will be watching them. I might do a reaction to Takeover. That would make sense because it's Saturday night. I probably will do that. And at WrestleMania, it'll be a little weird because I'm going to be with a lot of people, because that is an event where you can hang out with a lot of people and it be a fun and joyous time. And yeah, so at the end of this, I hope to have a reaction videos and stuff later, but I'll probably upload this. I don't know what's going to be in the background, probably some gameplay. This went way longer than I thought it would, but again, I have a lot to say about it too. So this is going to end around 15 minutes. So I'm going to catch y'all next time in another video, and hopefully I can upload it for this weekend. Again, I'm in a really mixed period within my exams because I kind of just went off of exams. I had exams like last week or the week before, and I'm in that area where we're just kind of like learning new material and studying for the next exam, so I have some time to do stuff. But yeah, so hopefully I'll get more videos out. Hopefully in the summer I'll have more videos out and stuff. And yeah, so this is the end of the video, and goodbye.